Wakizashi's Tea House. Ohio minasan, it's Gray from Wakizashi's Tea House over in Japan. How are you doing? Are you good? Are you genki? I'm good, thanks. A bit hot and sticky, but it is the summer. Here we go. I have a review of the new issue of Amazing Spider-Man. Now we're already up to issue 7 of Zeb Wells' brand new run. It's got art by the returning artist of John Romita Jr. And we've got a great cover here with Norman Osborn holding Spider-Man's mask with a weird kind of greenish light coming out of it. What's going on there? So, question is this issue any good? Is it worth buying? Now, you know that I'm kind of come back to Spider-Man after a long time away, and I am enjoying the run. I wasn't sure about the last issue, was it issue 900 Spectacular, which was a bit of a one-off story that worked on its own, but I'm glad to be back to the main storyline in this issue, and for me it was another solid issue. It's good. Great points, like highlights for me are seeing the Vulture, Adrian Toomes, come back into this, and it's a classic Vulture design, you know, from the old days. Doesn't look like Michael Keaton. And we also have a big kind of reunion, a little bit of an awkward one we've got Mary Jane, Peter, Norman Osborn, and Mary Jane's new beau, which is a bit, I'm not sure about him yet, but anyway, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, as an issue, it's solid. There's a nice fight scene near the end where you see the Vulture taking on Spidey. And yeah, it's good writing. Not that much happens in the issue. We still don't know what's happening, or what happened 6 months ago. What did Peter do that was so terrible that, made everyone hate him, kind of? How did they split up with, Mary Jane? Why has Mary Jane got 2 children now? Adopted or not, we still don't know, but they do look like her. Very strange. So it leaves you with a lot of questions, but as an issue on its own, it works. It's a nice, solid issue. I'll just show you a little bit of the interior art. Here we go, by John Romita Jr. This is towards the end. I say there is a nice, kind of brief, short fight scene with the Vulture and Spidey, and it leaves it hanging on a huge cliffhanger. What's going to happen next issue? Okay, so if you want to know what happens in this issue, please keep watching. I'm going to give my story summary and show you some of the art. Here we go. We open an apartment in Brooklyn. Adrian Toomes, aka the Vulture, is sitting and talking with his granddaughter. She's telling him that she's looked into his life of crime. She didn't realise he'd killed so many people with children. Then she tells him that she can't talk to him again. She gets up to leave. As she leaves, she says, "I prayed to God he was lying," and she walks out. Adrian's upset, but then he says the word, "Wait, he who?" Then we see Adrian Toomes furious. "After I saved his life," which is a reference to last issue. "Sell me out to my granddaughter." Then he opens the back of a cupboard and we see the Vulture's costume hanging up. "Today's the day I cut Spider-Man's head off." Switch scenes to Midtown Manhattan. We're at Norman Osborn's new offices. He's invited Peter there because, believe it or not, he's offering him a job. He's doing work on electric plasma jet engines. In the background we see clumsy Kamala Khan. She briefly introduces herself to Peter Parker. Then a voice from behind. "Peter, what are you doing here? It's Mary Jane." They look at Norman. He's kind of half smiling and he makes an exit. "I'll be at my office." "Hey," he asks Mary Jane what she's doing there. Peter starts to apologise for what happened before, things we haven't seen yet. Then another voice from behind. "There you are." It's Mary Jane's new beau, Paul. He shakes Peter's hand. "You look like you're doing better." Then MJ says, "We should get back to the kids," which is still not explained, and then they leave. Again in the background we see Kamala Khan saying, how brutal." Peter starts to think about it for a second and we see his face change. He's getting angry. "It was, wasn't it?" Peter bursts into Norman's office. "Norman, are you messing with me?" "What?" Norman acts innocent. "I don't know what you're talking about." "Offering me a job, Mary Jane, same time, trying to get in my head? Are you messing with me?" Norman acts all innocent. I wasn't thinking. I've made a mistake." Is it possible he was trying to help? Then we see Norman hit a button. A panel opens on his wall. Then we see a weird hybrid of the Spider-Man costume and goblin tech, is it? Looking strange. I'm not sure about the green. Is that it looks like a skirt. The scene shifts outside. Somewhere else, but not too far away, we see the Vulture sitting, waiting. Now, John Romita Jr.'s art style often gets a lot of criticism, but I kind of like this exaggerated facial style he uses. It's unique anyway. The Vulture spots Spider-Man swinging between buildings in the distance. We get a close-up of Spider-Man and then his spider sense suddenly starts going off. Then we get this double page spread. Crash, crunch. The Vulture smacks into him, starts taking him higher and higher into the sky. Spider-Man's ears are popping. He's letting me go. Thank God. Wait, he's letting me go. The Vulture drops him and then crashes into him again. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. He slices into Spider-Man's face with his claws. Come here. She was the only love I had. You took her from me, you understand? Then the Vulture smashes Spidey's web shooters, shredding them, and he drops him. Spidey falls. Now, die! Okay, I'll end my story summary here. I had to show the last page because it was such an exciting fight scene, and look at the tagline at the bottom. In 2 weeks, Spider-Man's funeral. Okay, here we have the cover for next issue, which shows Spidey with an enhanced suit riding on the Goblin glider. Very intriguing. And I want to show a couple of the variant covers, just 2 that caught my eye. The first one is this awesome one by Patrick Gleason. Look at that. The Vulture biting into Spidey's mask. I like the close-up there, the focus on the faces. And the next one is, I think this is the first time I've seen a cover by Bjorn Barends, who's been doing a lot of work on Spawn, on the Spawn titles. He's got one here of Spidey, again with the enhanced looking suit, using the, is it Goblin tech? No way! Okay, as always, thanks so much for watching. Please leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the issue. What do you think of Zeb Wells' run? Are you into it yet? Do you hate it? Please let me know. And I hope to see you in a future video. This is Gray from Wakazashi's Tea House, signing off for the day. Matane. Wakazashi's Tea House. Please subscribe.